Hey Michael, it's Jack with Onboard Landscaping here to walk you through the design. I think we should go over the hard surfaces first, and this area over in this corner where you currently have a bush that's called a U. Um, Now, with the removal of the U, we'd have to come through, cut it down, obviously, get rid of the root system entirely, which includes, digging it out. Um, so, although it would be costly, I think it would be well worth it to put in these green emerald arborvitaes, is what these are called. You're looking at the mature growth of this plant. So it doesn't get any bigger than this. It's a maintenance-free tree, so you don't have to hedge it. You just watch it grow. The only thing you might ever have to do with this plant is shake some snow off of it so they don't bend over if we get some wet, heavy snow. And it also gives you 2 to 3 more feet to use in this garden area, because if you think about trying to put an edge around that bush, you're going to be coming all the way out to basically where this little chair is here. So, you're really freeing up quite a bit of space. These trees don't get any wider, they don't get any taller, they're maintenance free, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, another thing about that, I think it'd be nice to put in an edge here off of the patio to kind of separate this, because there is going to be some needle drop. After about 2 to 3 years, you might notice some needle drop. Obviously, you're going to be mulching this, every 2 years, maybe. Anyway, if you choose a high quality mulch, maybe 3 years. But there's going to be some needle drop, so it'd be nice to separate that from not only the patio, but from the rest of the garden too, with an edge as displayed here. Now, another consideration to be made is I know you have that staircase that goes down underneath this door here. I think it'd be nice to put in a concrete block with a capstone, because that concrete lip that's there currently is sitting pretty high up. So if you can imagine, you put in a concrete block, you put in the capstone, you've basically got 2 steps, 2 7-inch rise steps, so we can more easily install this brick walkway. You've got a nicer border for the garden. So I think that would be valuable, not expensive, and it would look and make the rest of the design fit together more nicely. The brick patio is a 90-degree herringbone with a 4-inch edging brick. The nice thing about the way we do patios is we use a mortarous fiber as the edge, so you don't have to deal with a bunch of plastic edging. If a company comes through and quotes you for edging that's not mortar edging, I'd be a little bit wary, because nobody really uses plastic edging anymore. They use a mortarous fiber that goes around the perimeter. It goes about halfway up, maybe a little bit higher than halfway up on that perimeter brick, and it sits under grade. So by the time you're done, you can fill in soil, you can fill in plants, you can put on all this stuff. The mortar's fiber is locking it in, but you can't see it. It's not visible to the naked eye. It sits underneath the ground. So yeah, you got a nice beautiful brick. You got a nice pattern, a nice edging. The plants, let's see here. I'm trying to think if there's any other hardscapes to mention. I think we're done with the hardscapes. I was going to try to put this patio more built off of this walkway over here, but I noticed, that you had a fireplace, and I think it'd be nice to keep a fireplace, but we would have to build it closer to the fence. Obviously, we don't want a fireplace anywhere close to 10 feet. We want the fireplace about 15 feet off the house at least. The plants over here, you've currently got, I don't think there's a whole lot currently in this area, but this would all be, I'd like to keep this garden bed along the house here and plant foam flower. Foam flower is a ground cover that does well in the shade. It has a nice white flower. It's also a little bit on the evergreen side, so it would maintain some vegetation here for longer periods during the entire year. Along the fence here, you've got Black Beauty snake root. This is a really cool flower. It has some verticality. It blooms a white flower. Does well in the shade. It's hard to find as many plants that do, all these flowering and cool things in shaded areas, but I love shaded gardens, so I know quite a few cool plants. These 3 here are Delft lace astilbes. These are astilbes that are a different variant that does well in the shade as well. These hostas here are a blue-leaved mini hosta. I think that would be nice as a front drop for this walkway. These are Huchera, also known as coral bells, also a great edging plant to put closer to the brick walkway. And the main concept for this garden is to have tiers. You've got the edging plants, that's the lower tier. You've got these middle plants, that's the mid tier. And then you've got these backdrop plants. That being said, these three are golden leafed, big golden ray ligularia. Um, Another cool plant. And then this is a dwarf Japanese maple to kind of fill in some verticality, give you some nice colors. And the great thing about these Japanese maple, it might be purple one month, it might be red the other month, it might be orange, it might be a lime color. It changes basically through the entire year, so that's a cool thing to see. Over on this side, you've got three gold Japanese painted grasses over here, really cool shaded plant. And when I say shaded, I mean I understand that some of these spots get some sun, which isn't a problem, but all these plants will survive in these areas. They're technically like part shade to full shade. These are a autumn joy stone crop. This area right here is a little aluminum pond shaped edging with a Pachysandra ground cover in the middle. And the reason this needs an edging is because it's a ground cover, so it'll spread. So I'll put that edging in and kind of have that be its own little feature. Over here, you've got some geranium, which is more of like a mounded plant, so it'll mound up nice like this, but still stay confined. Has a nice purple flower. And then along this edge, this border brick here is a bearded iris. That'll be one of the first things you see pop up in the spring. They'd probably be popping up right about now if you had some in your property. These are guacamole hostas, another nice edging plant to kind of and to welcome you into the backyard. And then these plants over here are a midnight lady ligularia, same species or same type of plant as those golden ray ligularias over here, but they're a purple variant that's really, really cool. And the last thing is this Miss Kim lilac tree. These trees are cool because they stay nice and small. Like I said, you're looking at the full growth of every plant in here. So by the time this garden is full grown, it'll be nice and filled in. This tree will be blooming and it won't get much bigger than that. It'll be perfect for this little walk around here. All right, and that's about it. Let me know what you think.